This call is
This
now
is
being
Global
recorded.
Tel-Link. You have a prepaid call from
Richard Martinez.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Yeah, this is difficult, but I know I could never make it up, make it right. Especially everything that I caused their families to go through, my friends, their friends, my own family, having abandoned my 2 little brothers, having left my mom, my sisters, my other brothers, having to see my sister Esperanza struggle, having seen everybody struggle and trying to make ends meet, and I'm in here. Even the things that I did to myself. Make right many of the other things I have done in my life. However, I will never stop trying, dude, on fulfilling those obligations I've incurred. I tell this much, though, what motivates me to stay on this path is my desire. I want to honor Victor's life, fit my debts and obligations to those I have harmed, to my community, to society, to continue living a life in Christ that is aligned with the worth and value of my righteousness. But to show others that there's always hope, there's always an opportunity, there's always a better tomorrow and a way to change. There's always a path to change. I'm now 50 years old, dude. Actually 51 now, August 24th. And I honestly thank you for giving me this time to share my life story and a man that I have matured into to change. And I hope that it does reflect this, what I've shared, the many ways I have matured into the empathetic and compassionate man that I am now, whose mind and heart have grown in the last 32 years of my incarceration. For those that are hearing me now, things might not come to you as easy or as hard, but it might come as hard. It might not come in the first few years or in the 10 years. It took me almost 26 years, 28 years. So there's hope. There's hope, baby. Thank you, John.
Richard,
Yeah.
if there's somebody out there right now and they're listening to this interview, and they find themselves in prison, they're in a level 4 yard, 180, with points beyond belief, points that they would never be able to get down in a lifetime. How would they go about getting an override and getting down to a level 3 yard if they are serious about making changes in their life and wanting to come home?
So one thing I can tell everybody is there's always a way. Every door will always be opened. When you want to do good, and if you're in that point in your life where you want to do good, all you have to do is begin reaching out to the administration, to the self-help groups, to the positive community. Start aligning yourself with them. Begin establishing a relationship with them, because it begins with themselves. If you're serious, then you're not going to participate in criminal activity. You're not going to carry yourself like you did before. You stay away from the issues. One day leads to 2 days. It's the choices that you make. You can always say no, and the more you say no, the easier it becomes. You can also reach out to different organizations on the streets and start corresponding courses. You can always reach out and reestablish your relationship with God. But there's so many other ways where you can do it, where you can start just doing good by staying out of trouble. And trust me, when you stay out of trouble in a 180, the administration sees it, because you go to committee every year. So from year to year, if you've been having issues and getting to issues and giving them negative programming, to all of a sudden programming positively in 1 year, trust me, they see it. And if you sit there and you go to committee and you tell them where you're at in life, what you want, and that you want more positive programming so you can continue changing your life, they're going to give it to you, because you demonstrated that you've been staying out of trouble, you've been doing the good things, and so they're going to encourage that. Because trust me, even the board does too. They no longer want you in prison. It's up to you now. For a long time, I was blaming everybody and everything for my being in prison. Oh, I'm never going to get out. But no, people are going home. I just went to board. And literally, they almost allowed me to go home. But all I needed to do was 1 more year or a year and a half to show them that this change that I live with now, that I am, has staying power. So
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
which is 3 years, but with encouraging news to bring me back in 11 and 12 months, that there was no reason why I would get denied a review so that I can get another date to go to board in less than 18 months. And if I continue doing the programs that I've been doing and the direction I've taken my life with, that the results will be more favorable. So I'm actually leaving proof that you can do it. Everything that you've done, I've done. The destruction, the criminal activity, the behavior, everything I've done. And I've managed to turn my life around because I wanted something better for myself, for my family. I now put my family ahead of my own interest, because for so long I put my selfish interest before anybody else's. So now when I say I'm doing it for my family, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for God, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the good relationships. So you start slowly but surely. It's hard. But that's the only way that you'll be able to come home to your family. That's the only way you will be able to become who you were born to become, who your mom wanted you to become, who your dad wanted you to become.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It's all about doing good and programming. And they will give you that override. Trust me. It took me 3 years. From 2017. And I was on D-Yard in Kern Valley. And in those 3 years, there was about at least 7 murders, 8 murders in that single prison, in that single yard. There was multiple riots, multiple assaults, many, many assaults, many, many fights. So there is always a way. There's always a way, and it's there for you. You just got to want it.
Thank you for that information. And if there's somebody out there that wants to reach out to you, how would they go about reaching out to you if they have any questions, or maybe possibly they want to interview you, or um, they just want, or they want to speak to you because they have some similarities in their lives to what you went through?
Yeah,
How would they go ahead and get a hold of you?
My information is always on the prison informational sheets, and I'm right here in Centennial State Prison. Um, my CDC number is Echo 77973, and my full name is Richard Martinez. And I'm not able to correspond with other inmates if they do have questions, but I'm able to answer questions if they're not incarcerated, you know, or if they seek approval correspondence first. But if there's any way that I can help or encourage, and you need that assistance, you can always reach out, you know?
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I appreciate the time you took out of your day to share your story with me or with all of us that are going to be listening to this. Very powerful story you have there, Richard. And I know you're going to continue doing good, and you will come home.
That I will. That I will. I'm there already. In my mind, in my heart and soul, I'm there already. I know my moms and my little brothers and my brothers and sisters, I know they're waiting for me with their open arms, you know?
Yeah.
I know why.
All right, then, Richard. Well, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the interview, and we'll be in contact.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Richard, and have a good day.